Hi everyone, so we have me Sueneo here, a huge interior and exterior volume boat, which is 190 foot, again the Trinity, the last of our Trinity trio for today. So let's take a look at the specifications. She's 190 foot, 33.5 foot beam, which is a huge beam for these boats, and explains some of the interior volume. Relatively shallow draft for the size and the capacity of the boat, which is great for cruising around shallower waters. Delivered in 2010, aluminium hull and superstructure, and a semi-displacement hull. So you have the different types of hull. You have full displacement, semi-displacement, and planing, and we'll explain them in a later episode. We'll delve deeper into that. ABS and MCA, we know that helps us with our insurance, chartering also. Another Caterpillar engine in here. They say 4. I'm not sure. I think that's a mistake there. They've got the 3516 series. Cruising speeds quite impressive for the size of the boat, 17 knots and 21 maximum. And there you see towards the bottom of the specifications there 7 staterooms, which is amazing. They actually use one as a gym, but it can convert into the 7th cabin, which you would probably use that for what they call a supernumerary, or sort of extra guests that are added to the guest list, and it's usually a masseuse or personal trainer or something like that would be up in this cabin. 39,950,000 is the asking. Alright, so getting stuck into the photographs here, more of an open plan feel to the main deck. Walking in the salon at the back, you don't see it on the left hand side here, but actually the entrance foyer on the aft has, they call it a wine foyer, and it's lined in the cabinetry with wine coolers. It's a very nice look and effect as you walk through the back there, and I think there's a photograph of it later on in the brochure here. On the right hand side here, the top photograph there, I'll explain this briefly as it works so well. On lots of boats, the main deck aft is sort of a wasted area. It's somewhere that's not really utilised that much. It's used for staging for guests to come on and off the boat. What they've done here, and it was sort of a blessing in disguise. The initial issue here was that the yacht has a garage, and inside the garage is the tender, and to launch that tender you have a gantry crane. So that's a crane that's sort of tucked away in the deck heads. But in order to get the lift height for the tender, they needed to elevate the aft deck here, and you can see that in the top right photograph. Well, then what they decided to do was put these stainless steel railings around that area and turn this into sort of a social area, or almost sort of has a Nikki Beach feel to it. But from the feedback from the crew over the years, this area actually gets used an awful lot. Now, on other boats, the main deck area is really sort of neglected, as people just walk on and go either straight up to the bridge deck aft or straight into the main salon. So this area now gets used a lot as sort of a coffee or breakfast area, and it really is nice from the time that I've spent on board and talking to guests, etc. Here on the left hand side there's the Sky Lounge. It's a full beam Sky Lounge, so you really get a feeling of space in there. The one side they have with the bar and the cards table. The other side is the sort of lounge area, and you have a big TV up on the wall there. Onto the aft deck. That's the photographs on the right hand side. On most boats, I always recommend that a round table works better on this aft deck, purely because that area is usually not quite wide enough, and for the guests and the crew to sort of move around either side of the table, it gets a little tight. That's not a problem here. The deck is so big that the round table would almost get lost there, so this rectangular table really works well. And the bottom photograph there, you can see they have the chairs set up there. This is the master cabin. This is one of the Trinity setups or layouts that they have here, and it's a split level master. So what they have in the master suite, they have the seating area down below and then the bed up top. Now the other style here is to have the bed down low and the seating area up top. Now the main point to consider there is, if you're at sea in the middle of the night and you have to get up to use the restroom and the bed's on the higher level, then you have to navigate these stairs, and you can see that on the bottom left hand photograph. You have to navigate the stairs there to get down to the bathroom. Now for a lot of people that won't be a consideration, but for some elderly clients that is something to think about. You can see at the bottom right there they have a nice office, and that's within the owner's suite. I think you can see so the top left photograph here, the bathroom is off to the left hand side of that hallway, and the office is off to the right. His and hers bathroom here, hers obviously being the one with the bathtub, and that's on the top right hand side here. The bathtub is just tucked away. You can see the porthole at the back of the bathroom there. Well, just aft of that, which is sort of to the left hand side of the photograph, there's almost like a cubby hole or an alcove, and the bathtub is in there. It's actually a really nice area, and the two bits of sunlight that you can see isn't actually a reflection of the one. There's actually the two windows there, and that's nice to sit in there and have those windows open. His bathroom is at the bottom on the left hand side, and he has the shower and the vanity, and obviously the toilets and usual stuff in there. The same as hers, just with no bathtub. Nice big bridge up at the top left here. Huge area that they have to work with. Then we go into the guest rooms. They have a VIP cabin here, which is a larger cabin than the others, than the other guest cabins. Anyway, not quite as large as the master, but that helps with chartering when you have two principal guests, which I've mentioned before. More guest cabins, nice roomy guest cabins. They all have the portholes behind the bed. The bottom right here, you can see this is the main foyer. Nice details going up and down the stairs there. Beautiful blue marble that they've used in the foyer. Top left, this is the wine foyer that I was describing on the main deck aft. So you can see there in the cabinetry on the side is your wine coolers. Nice little seating area there. So up onto the sun deck, this is a huge area. Actually, the numbers with Mi Sueneo are quite amazing. The interior square footage is over 7,000 square feet, and the exterior deck space is almost 4,000 square feet. So it's a huge volume boat. If you're looking for space, then this is a good one to consider. The sun pad and jacuzzi is a great setup on this boat. It's actually elevated by 3 or 4 feet. You can see that in the top right there. Then they have the two jacuzzis, or one is a jacuzzi, the other is a plunge pool, they call it, to get out of the heat of the jacuzzi. And then aft, you can see at the bottom right, this is where on other boats, and we've seen sometimes that the crane can be at the middle of this deck. Here it's off to the side in the bulwarks there, and you can see that to the right of the photograph there. So one thing that is also great about this boat is it can take a helicopter. It's actually it's called a helicopter touch and go pad. So there's no provision there to store the helicopter and to move with it, or travel distance with it on board. It's actually just to drop guests off, to land, and then take off again. Now we can see on the right hand side at the bottom, this is the garage that I was talking about. So there's the tender, and above the tender you can see the gantry crane. So that's the reason for that elevated aft deck that works so well with the railings around it. The photograph above that is the control room, the engineering control room. You can monitor all the systems from here. You can see as there's 2 computer screens there. We'll have power management, control, and be able to monitor all the pressures and temperatures of the engines and other equipment that might be running. And then at the bottom, on the left hand side, there's our Caterpillar 3516s. So last couple of photographs here, you can see on 2 of those photographs there's the helicopter. They just remove the railings from around the back there, and then the helicopter can land. And then there's the crane that you can see on the right hand side photograph. Actually, they have to have a crane here. Part of the regulations for a helicopter touch and go pad is the crane has to be able to actually move across and knock the helicopter off that deck should there be any problems, such as fire or anything like that. So as a safety precaution, if you're wondering why they have a crane up there, that's one of the reasons. And also obviously to store, you have the capacity to store other sort of smaller boats and toys up there. So there's the shot top left. They don't have a huge swim platform on here, but the transom door there that you can see, that actually folds down and has sort of a teak side to it, and turns into a nice swim platform back there. So we move into the description. You can see the layout there. It's a little bit small, but you can get an idea of the cabin layout. So you have the 5 downstairs, the master on the main deck, and then up on the bridge deck opposite the captain's cabin, you can see they've got it detailed as a gym there. So that's the 7th cabin that can be turned into either a gym or a cabin. So it goes into some descriptions here of the boat. If you'd like to get a copy of this, then just shoot me an email, click on the request more info, and I'll get the PDF version of this brochure off to you so you can read through everything. Very successful charter boat. I'm not sure whether I've mentioned that already. Details the machinery, water makers. It has the full treatment sewerage system, which means that you won't be restricted going to certain areas that have sewage controls put in place. 0-speed stabilizers. There's the details the flight bridge capable of touch and go helicopter pad. It's obviously reinforced, and then it goes into some of the square footages that are involved with this boat. So the total interior square footage 7,217 square feet, and the exterior 3,707 square feet. So like I said, if volume is what you're after, then this is a good choice. Goes into some of the AV and other equipment that's on board. Kaleidoscope is throughout this boat. Galley laundry equipment. There's lots of Miele and KitchenAid equipment used in here, all very reliable stuff. Tenders and toys. I've got 4 wave runners, 2 tenders. They have the dive compressor. Actually has nitrox capabilities as well for your serious divers. And then the fire and safety equipment, all standard stuff with O2 protection and high fog for the guest areas. So there you go, Miss Sueneo. Huge volumes, helicopter capable. If big boat with lots of guest amenities is what you're looking for, then this is a good choice. Thanks.